Haidong. In this video, we're going to talk about the application of the 7 parry. Just to make sure we're on the same page, right? So we just did our uppercut. We're going to turn 45 block, right? 45 block, parry, and then going in with that dive cut, right? So we're going to talk about parrying from this position and also from this position. So there's that parry. You can do the same kind of parry from the other side, right? So this is actually something that I use very often in my sparring, right? Just because it's really effective, especially if you're both using curved weapons. So this is a really good technique that I like so much that I'm going to make a video about it, right? So let's get into it, right? So the main idea, so it's not going to be, again, 3 sets in this one. This is really just talking about, again, the way that, again, I was taught, and also the way I kind of like honed it through the years, right? So the idea, again, someone is giving you a dive cut on either side. You can, meet it, right? And you're going to meet it. You're going to parry it this way, and you're going to come in with a cut. Again, you can parry it this way as well. Notice how much my left hand is engaged, right? So it's not right? It's almost like the right hand's being the fulcrum, and I'm using the left hand to parry it. Here, parry, right? Might be a little bit easier just to kind of see this in action a little bit more. The main thing, make contact. You're going to make a nice J shape, so it's going to come down, curl, here, down, using, again, the curve of your blade and also maybe the chisel of the back of your sword to parry it across. So think about where your tip is relative to where your opponent's sword is and where they're making contact. You also want to wrap the tip around their curve so you can get a nice friction, again, a nice traction of the curve versus curve of this combination. But let's take a look in application. So for number 7, so first of all, he's going to give me a down cut. Think about, so it's not here, right? So I'm not this way. I'm still cutting into someone, right? So we're both trying to kill each other with diamond cuts. It's kind of meeting in the middle, right? So one thing that we tend to do in terms of like defense focus and all that kind of stuff is we think about going all out with the block here, so we're like really off center versus we're really open this way, as opposed to almost blocking with your cuts. So this can block, again, most of me. I can parry with it, again, using the middle of the sword. So if we're here, and he gives me that dive cut, I give him his dive cut, we're going to naturally meet in the middle because I'm trying to cut his next, he's trying to cut mine. But here, right, so the 7 put away, or 7 parry, so think about almost like making a J shape. Go down and over. Again. So it's a little bit easier if we actually have momentum behind it. Here, back, coming this way. Again, I guess a little more slowly. So it's here. So we're reaching out. So again, he's really trying to cut my neck as well. Using, again, the false edge of the blade coming down. Using the false edge, almost like you're hooking this way. Whoops, hooking this way, across. So we're actually going to be using the curvature of our blades against each other in order to parry it across, right? So once more, so again, we come in. If I'm able to blow through you, I can. If not, parry, come in this way. Now that said, there are a couple ways we can kind of get around that 45, right? So if we both give you cut, and you really want to be dead and push through, all you need to do is move across this way. So Mazani, for all of you HEMA people out there. And if he doesn't follow through, so if he kind of, is a wimp or something, kind of lets him push through, all you need to do is just push through, right? You probably have to here. That might be a good idea, but oh well. Versus if we're in a stalemate, which is what we're doing here, right? We really want each other dead. This would be a good time, right? If I can get a little bit of upper hand, that'd be good. But parry and coming in for that kind of strike. Now, obviously, in the form, you do both ways, right? So you're going to cut this way, but now you can cut this way. So notice here, again, I'm reaching out. You're really going to need your left hand. I'm going to go down, use my left hand, almost like a popping mechanism, pop, and then, so again, come in this way, here, parry, okay. And again. So I'm reaching out, trying to get him. He's not letting me, so I'm going to parry him and come in for that cut. Make sense? Just like with the form 4 parry, I do recommend using a curved sword. So safety sword, it'll still work. again, I do use this in sparring when we do safety sword versus safety sword. It's not as effective, although it is still effective, versus when you do use a curved sword versus curved sword. So if you can, try mukam, right? So try mukam versus mukam, again one sword or bokken versus bokken, and use that to deflect. But this is a really fun one, right? So try it. Again, make sure you're safe about it, right? So again, I'm going to keep saying this like for a couple seconds at the end of the video just in case. But again, be careful about it. Again, wear more armor if you're not used to it. Be careful about your toes for this one because you're being thrown, the sword is being thrown down. So just be careful about again where your knees are and all that fun stuff. But I guess as my usual closing would be, so make sure you stay safe, right? Stay safe, stay humble, and keep training. Haidong!